In this video, we're gonna see if the worst team in every Madden would win the Super Bowl if their quarterback was a 99 overall. We begin with Madden 07 because I'm broke and that's the oldest one I can afford. The Texans are the lowest overall in 82. They didn't let you edit players back in Madden 07, so we're gonna have to trade for a 99 overall quarterback. So now the Texans get one of the best QBs of all time. Taking a look at the depth chart, you have Andre Johnson, 89 cornerback on defense, solid defensive line, Jason Babin, I remember him, 99 kick returner and punt returner, so this team has potential. And unfortunately, Super Sim was not a thing yet, so we're gonna have to play in Madden 07, but in the other Maddens, we're just gonna, you know what I'm saying, watch one drive. Peyton throwing a dot on his first play. Here we go, man. Andre Johnson should be getting the bulk of the targets. Oh, damn, this offensive line is not it. But yeah, I want to get one drive just to see what this team could look like throughout the season. Kind of nervous, man. The O-line is not blocking very well for Peyton, but that's a nice pass. 4th and inches, we're going for it. QB sneak for the win, baby. Peyton picks up more. Look at this man go. Oh, he fumbled, damn it. That's what I get for scrambling with Peyton. Unfortunately, they did not make the playoffs. They go 7-9. Peyton was still the 5th best QB in the AFC. He had 25 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, and 3,000 yards with 106.5 pass rating. Will Lundy had himself a nice season. 1,100 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns. Peyton had a rushing touchdown. 7 fumbles.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't scramble with them. Really close to the playoffs. They only missed it by 1 game. But right now we're 0 for 1. Let's see what happens in Madden 08. In this Madden, the Raiders were the lowest overall to 67. Here's a look at the Raiders roster. 99 overall, Jamarcus Russell. Has an 89 fullback, but not the best pass catchers, if I'm being honest. Defense, they have Namdi, Derek Burgess, Warren Sapp. So this team's actually not terrible. With a 99 overall quarterback, they should at least make the playoffs. Let's see what this one's looking like. Oh, they send a blitz. We just get rid of it. Look at Miller. I feel like this is going to be the biggest problem that a lot of teams in this video are going to face. Sure, you have the quarterback, but do you have enough weapons? Honestly, I don't know, man. We're going to find out later on. But right now, look at Jamarcus throw a dot on 4th down. Got a nice drive going. Let's see if we can cap it off with a touchdown, man. That D-tack looked like he had inside stuff. Oh, square. Wide open. That's a laser. No, he didn't get his feet in bounds. And he runs right under the stands. Bruh. Yeah, Madden has come a long way, people. Okay. Graphics definitely improved over the years, man. Look at this run by the running back. They're not letting me throw it. Okay, we're just gonna take off. Jamarcus has wheels. First touchdown of the video. Look at this absolute drubbing by the Raiders. 49-17. They're starting off 1-0. The Raiders go 7-9 as well. Jamarcus threw for 3,700 yards, 26 tutties, only 6 picks, 100.8 pass rating. He rushed for 7 tutties on the ground. Jamarcus squeaks into the top 5 for OPOY. But once again, another team that could not get it done with a 99 overall QB. We are 0 for 2. The worst team in Madden 09 was the Atlanta Falcons, 67 overall. Their quarterback was a rookie Matty Ice, 83 overall, but now he's a 99 overall. This Falcons team has some talent though. Michael Turner, Roddy White. Defense, you have a nasty front 7. Look at that. All the starters are at least an 80 except for one guy. There's no way they shouldn't make the playoffs with a 99 overall QB. They start off 2-0, but week 3 they're going up against another undefeated team in the Chiefs. Right up the gut, Turner with a nice cut. We're getting the first down. I'm just gonna have to dump it off. Give it to Turner. Let him do his thing. Oh, look at the juke moves. This is where Matty Ice is gonna excel in the red zone. They need touchdowns, not 3. Oh, triangle's open. That's a laser. Touchdown, Falcons. Now we see if they can hold on to the lead, and they do. Final scores 26-3. So we helped them get off to a 3-0 start. No way they don't make the playoffs now. The good news is we finally have a team that finishes above 500. The bad news is that they miss out on the playoffs. Even the Cowboys, who went 10-6, didn't make it. 99 overall Matty Ice did not have the best season. 16 picks. He only had 24 tutties, 3,500 yards, and a 92.2 pass rating. Had 1 rushing touchdown. I just can't believe they missed out on the playoffs after starting 3-0. Week 4, they lost in overtime, but they bounced back with 2 dubs. Then after the bye week, they started unraveling. We are now 0 for 3, on to Madden 10. The worst team in this Madden is the Detroit Lions, a 65 overall. They had a rookie Matthew Stafford who came in at a 79, and now Mr. Stafford's a 99. And he's gonna be passing to a 92 overall Megatron. Their second best player is Jason Hanson, 95 overall kicker. Defense looks pretty solid. Offense, of course, is going to be the Stafford to Johnson show. The running back's an 80 overall. Same with the tight end. First Madden where you can spectate, so let's find out how a 99 overall Stafford does. Starting off with a dot to his tight end, Pettigrew. Stafford gonna throw it over the middle, Curry getting them the first down. No relation to Steph, man. Here comes another pass. Megatron getting his first catch of the game. This drive has been phenomenal. Does Stafford take off? Does he decide to run? He could if he wanted to. Let's go! He heard me talking. Touchdown, Lions. They end up winning this game 24-7. But we've seen so far in this video that just because a team starts well does not mean they're gonna end well. Maybe if you like the video, it'll give the Lions some good luck and we can finally get a team to the playoffs. They made the playoffs. We got a wild card game against the Seahawks. They won their division. Stafford threw for 3,600 yards, 29 tutties, 13 picks, not to mention 2 rushing touchdowns. Megatron had 1,200 yards, 89 receptions, and 17 receiving touchdowns. And they end up getting a W versus Seattle, 24-21. Stafford had 104 passer rate and 3 touchdowns, no picks. Megatron had 7 for 69 and 2 tutties. Now into the divisional round against the Panthers, and they end up losing 7-23. But we finally got a team to the playoffs by making their quarterback a 99 overall. Stafford had a great season. Megatron had a great season. But we're still hoping one of these teams can win a Super Bowl. In Madden 11, the worst team was the Rams, 66 overall. The trend of rookie quarterbacks continues. We have Sam Bradford, Sammy Sleeves. They had a 95 Steven Jackson, but their best wide receiver is Donnie Avery, a 75 overall. So I'm not feeling too confident about this one. O-line's actually pretty solid. If they do make it, it'll be because of Bradford and Jackson. They're just gonna have to carry this team. 3-man rush. Bradford throws a dot to start off. Jackson's first run of the game is a good one. He's gonna get the first down. He had 8 1,000-yard seasons in St. Louis. Like, he was an absolute monster. He was a second-team All-Pro twice and made a Pro Bowl 3 times. So now that they have the run game going, the passing game opens up. Look at Gilliard. Big 3rd and 5. Let's see if they can convert it or if they're going to have to settle for 3. Bradford to the end zone. Why would he test DRC? Rogers Cromartie gets the pick, but I still like what I saw from Steven Jackson especially. They end up holding on, winning by 3, and starting off 1-0. They go 9-7 and make the playoffs. They have a wild card game against the Falcons. Bradford had 3,900 yards, 26 tutties, 12 picks. Steven Jackson was carrying 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Bradford. Best QB who was 3rd in the NFC. They beat the Falcons 26-23. Bradford didn't do so hot, man. He has 70-something pass rate and 1 touchdown, 2 picks. But look at what Steven Jackson did. 6.7 yards a carry, had a touchdown and 114 yards. Can they keep it going against the 15-1 Saints? I don't know. Unfortunately, they could not. They lose 9-24. Breeze was just a little bit too good. Bradford was not ready for the moment, man. He throws another interception. I'm surprised this roster got all the way to the playoffs. I'm not gonna lie. Jackson could not carry them to the Super Bowl. But hey, that's another team that made the playoffs at least. So I'm happy about that. In Madden 12, the worst team was the Cardinals. Larry Fitz was on a 70 overall. His quarterback was 70 overall, Derek Anderson. Highlights of this roster, of course, Fitzgerald. You have Adrian Wilson at safety, Darnell Dockett. He was a menace on the D-line for a number of years. They have a good kicker, DRC, who just got the pick a couple Maddens ago, man. The defense is looking good with Pat Pete and company. Will the offense be good enough to help them get to the postseason, man? They have some nice players. Time to see what Anderson at a 99 overall is able to do with this offense. We're going to start off with a run. High tower up the gut, okay. 2nd down and 2. Anderson 3-step drop finds Fitzgerald, who's gonna get the first score of the game. I think every team so far in this video has started off At least 1-0, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, none of them have gotten to the Super Bowl. Maybe that changes in this one, man. The Cardinals win the game 7-3, very low scoring. They end up with the 1 seed in the NFC, 12-4. Here's a look at the schedule so you know there's no shenanigans going on. Won a couple overtime games. Only loss was to the Steelers, who are also 15-1. Derek Anderson wins MVP. OPOY as well. DPOY goes to Clark Haggins. On the Cardinals defense, best QB Anderson. Best wide receiver Fitz. Best linebacker was Haggins again. Porter was in the top 5. Anderson threw for 4,700 yards, 32 tutties, only 11 INTs, 91 passer rating. Hightower did not get 1,000 yards on the ground, but it looked like they were a running back by committee type of team. Fitzgerald had 1,897 yards. I don't know if that's a record. That might be a record. Let's see. Oh, Fitzgerald, it was. He beat the record by almost 50 yards. Now we're going to simulate the playoffs, man. I feel good. I got my fingers crossed, man. I think this team can actually win it all. And would you look at that? The Steelers in the Super Bowl versus the Cardinals. Deja vu from 2010. But this time the Cardinals take the W. 30-17 the Super Bowl after beating the Saints 17-3 and the Cowboys 37-34. Anderson, becoming a 99 overall, was able to help the Cardinals win the entire thing. And for the first time in this video, one of our teams won the Super Bowl. Fitzgerald is a champion. The 72 overall Vikings were the worst team in Madden 13. They had Adrian All-Day Peterson. Their D-line was nasty with Jared Allen, Kevin Williams. He also had a lot of guys in the 80 overalls like Percy Harvin, but their QB was a 75 overall Christian Ponder. Now let's see how they do with a maxed out quarterback leading the way. There we go. R1. I'm just dumping it off to Adrian. Let him do his thing. First down Vikings. Harvin doing a go route. He's not going to be open. Ponder has nowhere to throw. We're just going to have to throw it out of bounds and settle for 3. And they hold on to the lead, man. They extend it to a 10-0 ball game. Jags get points right before half, but the Vikings look like they're going to hold on and start off 1-0. They end up with the 3rd seed in the NFC, 11-5. Taking a look at their schedule, man. They lost to the Lions, got destroyed by the Buccaneers, lost to the Packers. The Texans dropped 50 on them, so I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. Ponder threw for over 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, 18 picks, had a 97.3 passer rating. Adrian Peterson had 1,500 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, and Harvin led the way with a 1,000-yard season. They have a game against the Redskins in the wild card round, but first let's check the awards. Brady wins the MVP. Ponder ends up 9th. He ends up 5th for OPOY in the NFC. Kevin Williams was 7th for DPOY. Ponder was the 3rd best quarterback. Peterson was the 8th best running back. They had Sullivan get into the top 10 for best O lineman. Williams, of course, 4th best D lineman. Even had Harrison the Hitman become the 9th best DB. But will it be enough to win in the wild card round? Yes, they end up getting the W. Now they're playing against the Niners, and they end up losing to San Fran. Still a very solid season, but now we're on to Madden 25. On to Madden 25, the worst team was 73 overall Houston. They're going to be led by 99 overall Matt Schaub at quarterback. But look at the rest of the roster. 99 JJ Watt, 96 overall Dwayne Brown. You have Andre Johnson, Arian Foster, both in the 90s. Their punter's a 92. Even their starting MLB, I remember this man. He played so hard that blood would be leaking off his face. Gonna have to use the squad for the one drive because there was no broadcast option. You can't watch it from the side, but I don't want to. Foster is gonna be a very fun player to play with. Not to mention a young Nuke Hopkins. In his prime, Andre Johnson. So many weapons. There's DeAndre getting his first catch of the game. His first catch of the season, might I add. This is game number 1 against the Chargers. And it looks like Johnson might be able to get open on the left side this time. That's exactly what happens. Andre putting the moves on him, getting the first down. Might be a little reckless, but hey, I feel like we have the personnel to move the chains. 4th down and 2, not the best idea. At least it wasn't a pick 6. Gonna super sim the rest. Hopefully the Texans can start off 1-0. It's looking good, man. Defense is clamping up. I spoke too soon. We're going to overtime, and the Texans get the dub in OT. They end up 5-11. Not even close to a playoff team. Matt Schaub was a 99. He didn't even throw for 3,000 yards. Had almost as many interceptions that he did touchdowns. Had a 71 81 passer rating. Foster was dominant on the ground. Almost 5 yards a carry, almost 1,500 yards, 7 tutties. But I expected more out of this offense. Andre Johnson had over 1,200 receiving yards. Don't really know what happened, man. This is just unfortunate. They were looking good on paper. He had a 99 overall JJ Watt, and they still didn't get close to the playoffs, man. Ed Reed, Jonathan Joseph, what's going on? They started off hot, obviously, with that 1 W, but then took 3 L's in a row, and they never recovered after that. Unfortunate ending in this one. Let's see what happens in Madden 15. In this Madden, we have ourselves a tie. The Titans are 73 overall, and so are the Buccaneers. So now the Titans get a 99 overall Zach Mettenberger, and the Bucs get a 99 overall Mike Glennon. Tampa Bay's roster looks okay. I mean, you have 2 90s in Levante and Gerald McCoy, Vincent Jackson, and Mike Evans, 2 very solid receiving threats. Meanwhile, the Titans only have 1 other 90 in Jarrell Casey. They have a decent O-line, 2 guys in their top 10, a nice punter, of course, Jason McCourty, Bernard Pollard, he was a hard hitter, Delaney Walker, their best receiving threat. Here are the Bucs in their first game of the season. I already have some good field position. That's the muscle hamster, Doug Martin, in the backfield. He was a stud. Oh, I'm going to Evans. He's open. That's a nice pass over the middle. Looking to the left side this time. 3rd and 4. Oh, X. That's a nice route. Even better pass. Tampa Bay's looking pretty good, man. Their offense looks like it's going to be a high-powered machine. We have overtime again, but they end up losing 20-17. Now it's the Titans and Zach Mettenberger's turn. The best target they have is Delaney. That's where we're going to go as often as possible. That's a great play. Eric Berry, one of the best safeties of our generation, with the deflection. Now it's a 3rd and 17. Let's see what we're able to do. Okay, Delaney, that's a nice route. Mettenberger gonna put it right on the money. First down and then some. We have yet another 3rd and long. This Chiefs defense is no joke. Our O-line is just not the best blockers, but we have Delaney with another nice catch on 3rd down. I might keep going there. Right now, he has the hot hand. I have to keep going to him. Delaney inside the 5, touchdown. All right, man, we got him off to a good start. Okay, they had a 7-0 lead, but this is the Alex Smith / Andy Reid Chiefs. They were still really freaking good. Not as good as the Mahomes Chiefs, but they were nasty, okay? Right now, it's a close game in the 4th quarter. The Titans are going to end up losing their first game of the season. The Titans end up going 6-10, missing out on the playoffs. The Bucs go 7-8-1, and they miss out as well. Mettenberger with 23 touchdowns, 12 picks, over 4,000 yards, had a 94 passer rating, like he was not bad. They had a 1,000-yard receiver. The Buccaneers had 2 in Evans and Vincent Jackson. Doug Martin didn't have the best season, 2.7 yards on the ground per carry, but Glennon did his thing. 28 touchdowns, 14 picks, 4,600 passing yards. It just was not enough, and that's 2 more teams missing out on not only the Super Bowl but the playoffs. In Madden 16, the Chargers were only a 69 overall. Rivers was an 87, so their quarterback was already really good, but now he's gonna be phenomenal. Him and Eric Weddle now the only 90+ overalls on the team. You still have Antonio Gates. You have a young Keenan Allen, Jason Verrett, Melvin Ingram, Danny Woodhead. I don't know, man. This is a pretty good roster. Back when they were still called San Diego, and the safety's already creeping up. I don't know about that one, my guy. We have some speedsters out there. Remember Ladarius Green? He was a budget beast in Mutt. Once again, safety creeping up. Like, they have not learned their lesson. Unfortunately, this time, he's gonna loft it up there. Keenan going up and getting it. Like I said, Rivers is already really good, and now he has a ton of targets. Like, I don't know how you stop this team. Antonio gets the touchdown, 3 plays, and they already scored. Hey, once again, we have done our job. We got the team a touchdown. Now it's up to them to hold the lead, and they get the dub in game 1. The Chargers make it to the postseason. They go 9-7. Rivers threw for over 4,700 yards, 37 tutties, only 10 picks, had a 112.8 passer rating. I told you Woodhead was nasty. 1,251 yards, 10 tutties on the ground. Him and Oliver were a nice 2-headed monster. No, make it 3-headed. Melvin Gordon, the rookie, was out there getting tutties. Keenan Allen, Stevie Johnson, and Malcolm Floyd, 3,000-yard receivers. Rodgers takes home the MVP, but Rivers was in the top 5. He was also 2nd for OPOI, 2nd for best QB. Woodhead was the 6th best running back. Keenan won best wide receiver, and Patrick Robinson was 8th for best DB. Can Josh Lambo and company go all the way to the Super Bowl? The answer is yes. They're gonna play the Packers after beating the Bengals 40-34 in the wild card. Rivers was perfect in that game, 344 yards passing, 4 tutties, no picks. And then they beat the Broncos 30-14. Once again, Rivers was unbelievable, 349 yards, 2 tutties, no picks. And then they beat the Steelers 35-28 in the conference championship. So Rivers has thrown 10 touchdowns, no interceptions during this postseason run with 1 game remaining. They're still going to be the underdogs, even with a 99 overall quarterback. They're down 9 overalls compared to the Packers. And now we find out if they're going to be the second team in this video to become Super Bowl champions. They've already gotten to the big game. This will just be the icing on the cake. They start off really hot, 21-2 at halftime, but you can never count out Aaron Rodgers, or maybe you can in this situation. The Chargers are Super Bowl champions in Madden 16, beating Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, blowing them out and getting that Lombardi courtesy of their 99 overall quarterback. Let's see if we can keep the winning streak going in Madden 17. The Rams are the worst team in Madden 17, only a 72 overall. This was Jared Goff's rookie season. He was only a 73. This was right before Gurley just took off as one of the best running backs in the league. O-line's okay. Tavon Austin, Kenny Britt, their best targets. Aaron Donald was already a 99 overall. They have Mackenzie Alexander as safety. This defense is not terrible. Robert Quinn, Brockers, I mean, they could easily make the playoffs. Not they have a 99 overall QB. For the first time, we are able to watch it from the sidelines, so we're gonna go ahead and watch them in the fourth quarter. Right now, they end up tying the game heading into the second half, taking the lead in the third quarter, extending it. Todd Gurley has 2 touchdowns, 81 yards, and they've reached the 2-minute warning. As long as they stay in field goal range, they're gonna be able to extend their lead to 16. Gurley getting a nice block. Gurley gonna fumble the ball. Bowman picks it up. Oh my goodness. Maybe we should stop watching them. This is not looking good. I'm pretty much just a bad luck charm, okay? I'm a huge jinx. They end up squeaking by and holding on for the W. And we have another team that makes it to the playoffs. They go 11-5. Goff had a nice season, 4,200 yards, 26 tutties, only 8 picks. Gurley was doing his thing too, 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns. And look at Goff, 7 rushing touchdowns, more than Trey Mason. Tavon had the most receptions, but Britt had the most yards and touchdowns. But Rodgers gets another MVP. Goff ends up 6th in MVP voting and 3rd in Offensive Player of the Year. Ogletree ends up 9th in DPOY. Goff was the 8th best QB. Gurley was the 6th best running back. And Britt was the 10th best wide receiver. William Hayes, 2nd best D lineman. Quinn and Donald were also in the top 10. So the D line was absolutely disgusting, not to mention Goff. Will it be enough to get them to the big game? Unfortunately, it will not. They end up losing to the Falcons in the divisional playoffs. Goff actually had a nice game, 116.3 pass rate and 1 touchdown, no pick. Gurley had 2 touchdowns on the ground. In the wild card, Goff was even better, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Unfortunately, they could not get the W in the next round, but still a nice season. Can you believe this is the first time in a video that the Browns have the worst team in Madden? They're a 73 overall in Madden 18. DeShone Kizer was a rookie and their starting quarterback, and now he's a 99. The only other 90 plus was Joe Thomas, the Hall of Famer. Myles Garrett was a rookie as well. O-line was actually pretty good, so they might have a chance, man. Duke Johnson at running back, Josh Gordon, the Flash, and Jakku was a rookie, man. This was a pretty good draft class. At running back, they had Isaiah Crowell. We're gonna run right behind Joe Thomas on the left side. That didn't work. A young TJ Watt was already wreaking havoc on the AFC North, unfortunately, for the Browns. Let's see what Kizer can do. Damn it, we should have scrambled. I can't say I'm too mad to see Ryan Shazier after what happened to him, man. I'm glad that we get to witness him, you know, back on our screens. Josh Gordon can't get the first down, but something's telling me to go for it. 4th down and 8, a little risky, but I have a good feeling, man. I have a quarterback who could take off, who could scramble, and that's what we're gonna do. First down, DeShone Kizer. Let's see if Kizer can work some magic once again. It's gonna be 3rd and 7. Got Gordon coming across the field, and okay, circle's wide open. I think that's Corey Coleman. He was so fast. There's just some throwback names, man. Sammy Coates, that's a name I remember. He's gonna get the first, takes a big hit. Let's see if he can pick up some nice yards on the ground with Kizer. We got a nice block. Don't fumble that ball. X wide open, and Jakku with the first and then somewhere inside the 10. And you know what? We're gonna put the ball in the hands of Kizer once again. QB draw, 1st and goal. They're not ready for it. Touchdown Browns. Gonna be interesting to see what his rushing stats combined with his passing stats are at the end of the season. The Browns take the lead right before halftime. They extend it in the third quarter, but the Steelers come right back and make it a 3-point game. Can Cleveland hold on in game 1? Yes. So this is yet another team that's gonna start 1-0. They make it to the wild card game. They go 9-7. Another first place finish. Kaiser didn't have the best year through the air. 3,700 yards, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Crowell had 1,100 yards, but only on 3.3 yards per carry. He did have 13 rushing touchdowns. And Gordon had a 1,000-yard season to lead everyone on Cleveland. Rodgers with 3 straight MVPs. Not expecting Kaiser getting to the top 10. Crowell was the 7th best running back. Myles Garrett as a rookie was the 6th best D lineman. Jamie Collins was the 7th best linebacker. And now we see if they can make it to the Super Bowl. No, they end up losing in the wild card 24-27. A young Patrick Mahomes got in and threw 1 touchdown. Kaiser didn't throw any, unfortunately, and his team is going home. Still, at least they made the playoffs. That's better than nothing. The Cardinals were the worst team back in Madden 12. They ended up winning the Super Bowl. Can they do it again in Madden 19? They're the lowest overall at a 73. Their leader this time is going to be a 99 overall Josh Rosen. Pat Pete, the only other 90 plus overall. You had David Johnson, who was nasty for a few seasons. Fitz, of course. Chandler Jones, DJ Swearinger, Trey Boss. So their defense is looking phenomenal. Buddha was a cornerback. Christian Kirk was still on the Cardinals. He was a rookie. Now we're going to see if he and these other Cardinals can make another postseason run. Halfway through the season, they're 3-5. The Rams are 8-0. They have a lot of ground to make up. Let's see Rosen in this offense in action. First play, it's going to be a handoff. Look at that play off the edge. There was an incompletion on 2nd down, so now it's 3rd and long. They might start out with a 3-and-out, which is not the end of the world, but you know, against the Chiefs team that's 7-2, you kind of want a better start. Okay, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. They'll take it. 1st and 10 right outside the red zone. Play action. Rosen gonna lob one up. Nice catch by the tight end. Will this drive end with 3? Or will they keep the chains moving? He's going to the end zone, and it's almost picked off. What is going on? I'm not gonna lie, they're a little lucky to escape that drive with any points at all. Multiple picks could have happened, but they end up with the lead heading into the second half. Kansas City's right there though. They're not going away. This is a huge game. They need this W and they're gonna get it. However, they still end up missing the playoffs. They go 8-8. Rosen threw 35 touchdowns, only 6 INTs. He had himself a pretty good season. Johnson had 1,000 yards on the ground, only 3 touchdowns, 5 fumbles. So okay, maybe not a great season for him. Christian Kirk, however, had 1,000 yards, 13 receiving touchdowns, but it was not enough to get Fitz another ring. In Madden 20, the Dolphins were a 68 overall, the worst in the game. Ryan Fitzmagic was their quarterback, and now he's a 99 overall. There are no other 90 plus overalls. As a matter of fact, there's only 4 other guys that are an 80 or above on this entire roster, man. This was a tough time for the Dolphins. First time in the video that they're the worst overall team though. Here we go. Fitzpatrick and this offense have good field position to start this one off. Kalen Ballage is their starting running back, man. This was a tough time for the Dolphins franchise, but hey, he's running pretty well. Okay, he's going to break a tackle. 3rd and 10. Let's see if he can pick up the first down. It's going to be a Moss. Never mind. Devontae dropped it. So the first drive for both offenses ended up stalling out in the Dolphins' first game of the season. But Fitzpatrick and the offense ends up getting the lead. Heading into half number 2. Still a very close game. Dolphins defense doing their thing. Keeping the Ravens in check, and Miami is going to start off 1-0. They go 3-13. Probably one of the worst seasons in this video so far. A 99 overall. Fitz actually didn't do that bad. 23 touchdowns, 7 picks. Didn't throw for that many yards. Run game was horrendous, and they just did not have enough receiving targets to get anywhere near the playoffs. Not the best season. And now for the first time in the video, the Jaguars have the worst team in Madden. 70 overall in Madden 21. 99 overall. Minshew is going to be leading the way, but their next best player is 13 overalls less at an 86. Miles Jack deck, and they have less than 10 players who are at least an 80 overall. Gonna rely on James Robinson, DJ Chark, and this defense to help us get to the playoffs. Defense already putting in work, man. CJ Henderson gets an INT. So now the Jaguars and Minshew are in phenomenal field position. There's the first down to DJ Chark. It would be a travesty if they do not end up with at least 3 on this drive. 3rd and goal. Minshew just cannot turn it over. And he doesn't, but they're not gonna get the tutty. Lambeau gives them the 3-0 lead against their division rival. Let's see if they can hold on to it. So far, only 2 field goals put up by this Jacksonville offense. I'm expecting them to do a little bit better than that. Robinson's a stud. Chark is a stud. They have LaVisca, but the Colts were just a little bit too much. The Jags start out 0-1. They end up going 8-8, second in the AFC South, but they do not end up making the playoffs. Minshew actually did pretty well. 3-1 touchdown reception ratio. Now the completion percentage was bad. 58. Robinson had a 1,000-yard season at least. 11 rushing touchdowns, but we had no 1,000-yard receiver. Jaguars let Minshew down, and we're headed to Madden 22. Lucky for them, they get another crack at it in the very next Madden. They're a 75 overall, lowest in Madden 22. However, this time they have 99 overall Trevor Lawrence leading the way. Now their playmakers are a little bit better than last year. Still have Robinson, but now they have ETN. Now they have Marvin Jones along with Chark and Chenault. Agnew. Defense still has Miles Jack, Shaquille Griffin. I think they should be good enough to at least fight for a playoff spot. 3rd and 7. Let's see if Lawrence can throw a dot and keep the chains moving. He has good protection. He's gonna wind it up and go all the way down the field for a wide open guy. Marvin Jones Jr. with a beautiful catch, putting them in field goal range, but it's another 3rd down situation. Lawrence dropping back. This time he gets hit as he throws it, and it ends up being intercepted. The O-line could be their biggest weakness. I still like what I see from that 99 overall Lawrence. They should at least be in some entertaining games, you know, their offense. They could just protect him long enough for him to get rid of it and find his playmakers. They might have a chance to squeak into the playoffs, man. Game 1, they're in a thriller against the Texans. They take the lead late in the 4th quarter, but the Texans take it right back. Heartbreaking end to this one for the Jags. Great performance by T-Law, but they're gonna start off 0-1. Make that 4 Maddens in a row where we do not have a playoff appearance. 7-10 is what the Jaguars end up going. They're pretty good at passing the ball and stopping the pass, but everything else, they weren't very good. Lawrence had himself a decent season, 4,300 yards, 34 tutties, 17 picks. Robinson was 4 yards shy of 1,000. He had 15 touchdowns, no fumbles. And they had 2,000-yard receivers in Chark and Marvin Jones, but there's only 1 Madden left, man. Hopefully we end off with a playoff appearance. And in the final Madden, Madden 23, we have another tie. The Texans are 73 overall, and so are the Chicago Bears. So now Houston gets a 99 overall Davis Mills, and Chicago gets a 99 overall Justin Fields. But right now, let's focus on this 3rd down and 1. We have not seen him scramble just yet. Could this be the play? Oh, we called it, but they're not gonna get the first. So they get no points on their first drive, and they're in a bad hole early on, but look at them fight back. Only down 4 at the start of the 2nd half. Fields is keeping this a close game, and they actually take the lead late in the 4th quarter, but it's the Niners who escape with the W. Chicago starts out 0-1. I would love to see one of, if not both of these teams, make it to the postseason in our very last Madden. 1st and 10. Mills gonna sling the rock for the 1st down. They end up settling for 3, tying this game up, but then they take the lead in the 2nd quarter. I don't think any team has started out 0-1 and then went on to win the Super Bowl. If I forgot, then I'm sorry, it's been a long video, but I think it's better off to start 1-0. The Texans are gonna start 0-1, so both teams end up defeated in their first game. Houston goes 4-13, dead last in the AFC South. Meanwhile, the Bears go 8-9, but they missed the playoffs as well. We could not get either team in the postseason. 32 touchdowns, 14 picks for Davis Mills, 4,500 passing yards. They had a 1,000-yard rusher in Damian Pierce. They had a 1,000-yard receiver, almost had 2. Meanwhile, the Bears had 1 in Darnell Mooney. Montgomery had 1,000 yards on the ground, 10 touchdowns. And Fields had 28 tutties, 11 picks. And there you have it. Only 2 teams won the Super Bowl in this video, but a lot of other teams made the playoffs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. All I ask is that you destroy the like button if you want to see more just like this, and I'll see you on the next one.
Stunning like I hit the jackpot. He don't wanna catch a fade. I'ma really get him blacked out. He ain't really about that life. Better breathe before you tap. Steady rocking with the stripes. I'ma really get him checked. Everybody get a check. Everybody getting bands. Will it end? Will it last? Brand new cars going fast. Triple years in the game. Still performing like a vet. Still don't know who you is. Had to look you on the net. Ay, everybody getting chased. Everybody getting bands. Will it end? Will it last? Brand new cars going fast.
Please don't say you wanna be friends. In my dreams we play pretend.